What is up, you guys? It is Sammy again with Unicorn Dust Designs. And in case you didn't know, I love wood signs and DIYs. Today, I am actually going to bring you a cabinet door DIY that you will find is so easy. It is so easy. I can't wait to kind of speed you through this because that's how easy it is. That's why this video is super short. So get one of those cabinet doors and let's get crafting. Okay, you guys, this is super easy. This is an old cabinet door. I am just sanding it down to get that layer of natural oils that it's accrued over time, dirt, whatever it is, and gosh, a lot of stuff came off. And this sanding block is only from the Dollar Tree. They have different grits there, so definitely stop by and grab yourself some, especially if you're just like a starter with wood. They're amazing. And now I'm just cleaning this off with Simple Green. And if you saw that napkin right there, you saw how dirty that was. It was gross. So we're going to get our paints. This is the chalk brush, linen white, and the matte clear. I love Rust-Oleum chalk paints. I swear by them. They are a great price point. So I actually started off with this Waverly chalk brush because I loved using the chalk brush on the big mirror project I did. But I found that this one was way too dense for how small this door was and too thick. So as you see, I'm like going in with that little chip brush because I can't get in all of those like nooks and crannies. So as you'll see, I think it's my second coat. I end up just going in with the chip brush because it's just so much easier. And this one was way too hard to work with. I think on different projects, these are great brushes, but not for this one when you have all those grooves. So here I am. I'm using the little chalk brush this time and it works out great. And you guys, word of advice, do not paint with chalk paint. Really, any paint if it's humid outside. I was already kind of committed at this point, so I was like, you know what, I'm just going to finish this second layer and then I'm going to bring it inside. So don't do my mistakes because gosh, when it's humid, it just dries way too fast and it gets sticky. All right, so our board is dry, our cabinet door. I did 2 coats on the front and the back. Didn't think you wanted to see me paint again, so I didn't record that. I made this decal. It's so good to be home. I just put it on some stencil paper, vinyl, and now I am just setting up. Hi, Hank. Okay, this is home decor chalk, and you guys, I'll have to see what color it actually is, but that is like the blackest black of the black. And we're gonna use our, what do you call those? Makeup sponges. You could get those at the Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of, I think, like 20 or 24. And I love using these for smaller projects like this. I will tell you guys what I did not do that you should do is, especially wherever you're putting that stencil, is to smooth it down with a sanding block, sanding paper, whatever it is, because when you chalk paint, especially with a chippy brush and stuff, you get grooves in your paint. You could see the brush strokes in chalk paint and they create little like ripples in the paint. So usually I would sand it down to get a smooth surface and then I would go ahead and put our stencil on. So I eyeball this. I've been doing it for a while. I don't get a ruler out and measure and all that stuff. I just cross my fingers and hope that it's even. So here I am just pressing the stencil down. If stencils are anything you guys are interested in purchasing, please let me know and I will start an Etsy shop or whatever it may be, so that you guys can purchase these and do them at home if you do not have a Cameo or Cricut of your own. And keep in mind, you could buy a lot of things too from Hobby Lobby, Walmart, all of those places as well. And you could also make them on your computer. And because I know that H is way too close. I went ahead and got some painter's tape, taped that off so I do not get paint on there. That would be the worst, you guys. Ugh. I always have, I think I've told you in a previous video, these plastic plates. They're old ones from Walmart, but they're, I think, like 50 cents or something. And I just keep a stash of them downstairs, and I just put my paint on these instead of those, you know, the painter things that you roll in. I don't know. But these are super convenient, and then I just wash them off and bring them back downstairs. So I am doing light dabs of this. I usually do 2 coats of chalk paint when I am stenciling. I am going very light. And as you can see, I'm dabbing in the paint in the plate and then dabbing kind of to the side because I want to get that excess chalk paint off, because you don't want too much where you're drowning it, and you don't want too little where you're having to push that makeup sponge hard into on top of the stencil, because then you'll have bleeds underneath. So you want to just go in light, because guess what? You could always do more coats, which I would prefer instead of just going in heavy, and you will for sure get bleeds if you do that. So just take your time, do this the right way the first time, and you won't have issues. But you guys, I do have issues. I mean, not me personally, but I will have issues with this cabinet. I mean, I probably do have issues. Who knows? Okay. All right. Let's keep going here. All right. And there's my heat gun, my favorite thing to use. Okay. You guys, this is where I'm like, I could start crying, but I don't. Because, like I said, those ridges ended up making the stencil bleed a little bit because it wasn't a flat surface for that stencil to adhere to. So that paint got down a little bit in those little ridges. It's not very noticeable. Of course, to me, it is because I do this often. But I figured, you know what, I am going to dry brush this anyways, so it's not going to look horrible. So I'm just making sure this is dry before I go in with my dry brushing. And of course I have to touch it. I touch everything, and then I mess it up. So you guys, these are my Dollar Tree little, I don't know what they're actually called. Stipple brushes, I don't know. They come in a 3-pack, and these have become my favorites. I actually stole my kids and brought them downstairs. Ain't no rhyme or reason for what I'm doing. I'm just placing this wherever I feel it needs a little bit more dimension. I wiped it off on the paper towel before I did this. You want to go in super, super, super light. And then with whatever is left on my brush, I'm going to be going over the wording a little bit. And I love this. Like, I don't usually dry brush on any of the things that I create and make for my clients. So this was fun to just kind of go ham on and do whatever I wanted. And I love the dimension that I created by doing this. So look at how pretty. Oh, I love it. I love all of those ridges and everything. It just looks so farmhouse chic. I'm so cheesy. Okay, I'm using this matte clear chalk paint, and I actually read it because I was very concerned with if someone wanted to use this as a serving tray. I wanted it to be durable. I wanted it to last. So this chalk paint, this this clear matte finish for chalk paint, it actually says it is recommended for like high traffic areas. So definitely use that. And I put 2 coats on it. So now my husband is going to put on my handles. I got these handles at Hobby Lobby. And you guys, usually I would just like try and figure this out myself. But these were, you had to put the screws on from the back, which I guess you usually do. I don't know what I'm talking about. I just wanted to give you guys some eye candy, so I asked my husband to do it. But he bought some new tools. I forgot what this was called, but it just makes grooves inside the wood so that the screws sit flush with the top of the wood, so they're not sticking out. He's such a good camper. So he's just tatting these up for me, and then we're going to repeat the same thing on the opposite side. I eventually, you guys, want to make this so you could hang it on the wall and you could use it as a serving tray. So one more thing. Make sure to get these cork sheets from the Dollar Tree. They are amazing, and hello, they're $1. They are in their Crafter Square section. I've used these for my coasters. I feel like I use them for a lot of stuff. So definitely pick it up for your craft stash. And I am just going to cut out little squares. I'm only going to show you how I do one or what I'm using it for. But you're going to take 4 of those, and what we're going to do is cover the screws on the back. That way, if it's on somebody's countertop, even though those like screws are sitting pretty flush with the wood, you don't, if you are selling this or you're using it for your own home, you don't want it to be scratching countertops or a wood surface. So we're just going to cover that so that we don't have the chance of ruining our furniture. And I did that for all 4 screws to cover those up. And I'm sure if you are selling them, customers will appreciate it. And here is how it turned out. Look at that. I'm obsessed. Like the handles are great. You could use it as decor on your wall or as a serving tray or decorative tray if you want to. And with that matte clear coat, you can use it for anything. You can serve drinks on it. I mean, whatever it is, but I think it is so beautiful. I hope you guys had a great time watching this. And if you guys have any questions, please leave in comments below. If there's other things you want to see me DIY, please leave those below as well. Make sure to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Have a good one.